Hi, this is a video response to Autism Talk TV starring Alex Plank in his video on flirting. So I've talked about dating on quite a few videos, but not flirting. It's a topic that eludes me, and you know, the video is pretty good because it's pretty simple, the video that I'm referencing. So take a look at it. You can actually just go on Wrong Plan's front page and look at it, or you can you know, see it as a video response here. Anyway, in terms of flirting, you know, the way that it breaks down, it's actually pretty interesting because, you know, here you see Alex getting planked. I've actually had a similar person coaching me before on flirting, and I should definitely make a video of it because it's pretty, my friend who coached me is, you know, pretty intense and brutal, so I think that would be, you know, something pretty interesting to watch. Anyway, so what I want to get at here is, in the video, the person first tells Alex what to do, what to expect, and you know, they talk about, you know, when you look at someone, you should maybe kind of give a small smile to them. I guess that's a good idea in general. You know, it shows that you're maybe kind of interested in them. And then, you know, in the video, Alex makes a comment on, you know, something that an activity that the person's engaged in, which was watching Midnight in Paris. So if you can find common ground, I guess that's what it's saying. You know, the video is kind of sped up, in my opinion, because you know, you might not necessarily see someone watching Midnight in Paris in an office because the odds of that are very rare. Of course, I guess sometimes people do watch movies on their phone. So he mentioned that they found some common ground, find movies that they liked, and then at the end, Alex mentioned, you know, then they find, you know, finding a common movie that they're interested in who's coming up. Alex says, you know, well, it's playing there at this movie theater, and then of course he says, would you be interested in, what are you doing this week? And of course the girl says nothing. He says, oh, okay, great, would you like to go out with me? So it's a very interesting concept there. So to break it down, in the video, you know, they talk about finding the common ground. Finding common ground is a very good idea. If you don't have common ground, you know, just going out asking a girl usually doesn't work. As a matter of fact, I've never found that to work in my experiences. I wouldn't necessarily ask a girl out of a movie, but I mean, if you want to, go ahead with that. But you know, so he finds common ground. You know, says okay. I mean, but I guess if you and the girl like talking about movies, it's great. You can say, hey, have you seen the Bourne Legacy? You know, or do you want to see Bourne Legacy? You know, and then she'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, oh, what are you doing next weekend, or whatever. You know, it's a very good idea asking, you know, are you busy next weekend? Very good idea. Of course, sometimes I've asked girls that question, are you busy next weekend? And then they'll say no, and then I'll say, hey, how about we hang out? And they say, no, I have something coming up anyway. So, but there you go. And then, of course, getting the contact information, that's always been a challenge for me. So, you know, after the girl says yes, you know, I've always kind of flaked out and, you know, really couldn't find the, couldn't quite, courage to ask for her phone number. So the way Alex says it is, you know, would you like to exchange phone numbers? You know, it's a good idea, I guess. I've never been that successful in that matter. So my opinion is you know, the video kind of just gives a step-by-step instructions. 4 minutes. I don't think it's the definitive book on flirting. I think a really good flirting video has to go into more depth, you know, like I mean, you know, what to do, you know, reading body language, understanding a girl's facial expressions, you know, what to do in different scenarios. What about when you don't know what to say? Because a lot of times you see a girl and you don't know what to say. You know, it's not so simple that you see her watching a movie on her iPhone or whatever the case may be. And then what? You know, what point do you say, well, let's hang out next week? You know, at what point does that happen? You know, how do you bring that about? You know, I've always found that, you know, even if it seems like we have common interest, I've always found that things happen that get in the way. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just suck at this. I don't know. But it's an interesting video to watch. My advice, how I would do things is, you know, I think it's a great idea to approach a girl, you know, say hi and try to find common ground. If you don't know immediately what that is, they can be like, well, did you see The Dark Knight Rises? You'd be like, no, I haven't. It's like, oh, okay. Do you like to watch movies in general? Maybe she'll say yes or no. You'd be like, well, then you can say, well, what do you like to do? And she might say, oh, I like going to concerts, or I like reading. You'd be like, oh. And then you'd be like, oh, you like reading? I like reading too. You know, what do you think of Harry Potter or something, a book that you've read that she might have probably read, or The Hunger Games? You know, what do you think of The Hunger Games? She'd be like, oh, I love The Hunger Games. You'd be like, yeah. What one was your favorite? And then you can go on from there. And after you find some common ground, you'd be like, well, there's this science fiction club that meets at the library once a month. This is actually true because I know of the science fiction club that meets at the library once a month. You'd be like, well, since you seem to like these kind of books, maybe you should you should come sometime. Or at least that's how I would say it, because I'm pretty terrible at you'd be like, okay, be like, yeah, well, I can give you the information and everything like that. How about we exchange numbers? I don't know. But anyway, that is my thoughts on watching the video. My mind is fried. I don't know what to think. But anyway, that's what I have to say for today. So thank you for watching. I should probably make another video later on flirting that isn't a response, so I can give you my own insights. And actually, what I should really do is I really should get that girl who has coached me and have her coach me. And actually, you can see her coaching me, and it'd be quite the video. I'll guarantee you that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have an awesome day of awesomeness.